Scott. NBC4's Rick Reitzel spent the day driving to areas hit hard by the hurricane. Rick joins us now live from Isle of Palms, South Carolina. Rick?
That's right, Mike. We're here at the Isle of Palms. Now, the Isle of Palms and Sullivan Island are two barrier islands that protect Charleston, South Carolina. Now, you can see what this storm surge did when it came in here. It washed out most of this dune and these piers, but these piers and this dune did what they were supposed to do. They protected these homes. You can see these homes are all boarded up here on the Isle of Palms, and they were protected, unlike Hugo, where we talked to a city councilman, and he said this whole area was wiped off the map. Now, this storm did not hit directly here. It got kind of a glancing blow on the Isle, and it went north of here about 20 miles to an area called McClellansville. Now, that's between Charleston and North Myrtle Beach. Now, we're going to head in that direction later this evening to see what kind of damage we can see. Now, this place is about 5,000 people that live here on the Isle of Palms. They were all evacuated because this was at least a Category 2 hurricane when it came in, but they really feel like they dodged a bullet here by this storm. Live at the Isle of Palms, South Carolina, Rick Reitzel, NBC4.
Rick, thanks so much, and please be careful in your travels. Hurricane Matthew pounded the South Carolina coastal communities as it worked its way northward. Mark Barger has the latest from Charleston.
The size and scope of Hurricane Matthew's strength now visible from the air. The storm literally wiping away Jacksonville Beach in Florida. Evidence of the powerful storm surge that pummeled the Atlantic coastline from Florida to North Carolina.
Yes, it did downgrade into wind, but it upgraded into the volume of water. And water can kill.
The storm left behind widespread destruction as it skirted Florida.
Unbelievable.
Poor people that have to relocate.
Before barreling up the coast, eventually making landfall north of Charleston. Downing trees, flooding streets, and knocking out power. Now more than 1 million people without it. Matthew inundated the historic streets of Charleston, where residents are all too familiar with violent storms and hurricanes.
This is as bad as it was last year. The question is, what's it going to look like tomorrow?
The storm is still dumping torrential rain on the Carolinas, where flooding continues.
In this situation, you have a lot of anxiety trying to get everybody to get out. And then once you get at the end of a storm, you just wonder how many people you lost.
The governor of South Carolina is warning coastal residents it could be days before it's safe to return home. Mark Barger, NBC News, Charleston, South Carolina.